morning. I'm Heckathorn, your virtual analyst this morning from LaGuardia Community College. I'm going to be discussing our portfolio management project with you this morning. First of all, the purpose of this challenge was to learn how to invest in stocks. We did it in a 75-day individual investment project. Education of choosing bonds, mutual funds based on risk-reward ratios, how to create wealth through financial portfolio management, developing the language of financial markets, and the application of financial knowledge to personal and advanced education and careers. The analyst overview. I traded 13 stocks totaling 26 transactions. My ranking was 10 out of 33 participants. The discussion today will be of 3 leaders and 2 laggards. Key focus: new product development and offerings. What influenced the decision? And the selection style. My selection style is a combination of behaviorist and fundamentalist. Behaviorist and fundamentalist. From our textbook, it's basically watching, a behaviorist is basically watching for trends and so forth in the market, and then estimate the value of the stocks based on their perceptions of investor psychology and behavior. One of the examples from our textbook was someone going into like a Panera Bread and deciding that because of traffic patterns and so forth that they may invest in the good quality of the food and so forth. Secondly, I'm a combination of a fundamentalist as well. While fundamentalists estimate stock values based on a detailed study of companies' financial statements, current assets, and future profitability. Warren Buffett is a famous fundamentalist. It's really looking at the financials and seeing how they stack up in the industry and the sector compared to others. All right, my leader is Mercado Libre. They are the eBay of Latin America, basically competing with eBay here, Amazon, and Craigslist. They basically combined those, it's a composite of those 3 companies. The equity stock is traded on NASDAQ, and they're in the services industry, in the business services sector. Founded in 1999 by Stanford University graduate Marco Scalperin. What's interesting is that eBay and Craigslist, as well as Amazon, were founded in 1995 and basically modeled their company in Latin America after these U.S. corporations. The performance cap is $3.89 billion, share price $88, return on assets 20%, and the increase for May was 13% in the 75-day period. Here is the chart of the performance. And if you look at the last part from March 11th through May 11th, that's kind of where my performance window was for the 75 days. You know, there's talk of, from chartist point of view, of head and shoulders activity there. One of the reasons I selected them was that they're on a growth trend and developing Latin America, and there's plenty of growth opportunities there. In addition, they have Mercado Pago, PAGO, which is their competition to our PayPal, and so forth. I could talk much longer about this one, but I'd better go on to the next. The next leader is Baidu, which is the Google of China, provides China and Japanese language internet search services. The growth stock on the NASDAQ, founded in 2000 and is headquartered in Beijing. The performance market cap is $46.72 billion. The share price is $133.93, and return on assets 30%. My overall percent of increase was 10% in the 75 days. What's interesting about Baidu, and I'll move to their chart, is that because of Chinese laws and so forth, there isn't a ban on downloading music for patent reasons or anything like there is here in the United States, and that's excited their growth. They were competing with Google initially in China for the market share, and they have won out to Google a year and a half ago. All right, and the next leader is Apple, which creates computers, mobile communication, iPhone, iPad. I don't really need to go over this. It's a universally known company. They trade on the NASDAQ 100. Sector is technology, industry is personal computers. Founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs and Stephen Wozniak. Performance cap 312 billion, market share 337, and return on assets is 21%. They ranked 6% in my 75-day study. Really, the reason for selecting these three stocks was a combination, as I said in the beginning of the presentation, of behaviorist and fundamental strategy. Looking at their overall performance in the marketplace, I really enjoy doing internet research and found these different companies by doing that, and then looking at their financials, which are so easily found in what I've learned in my finance class of Yahoo and Yahoo Finance and so forth. And now for the laggards. Aruba Networks. They provide access to data, voice, and video wireless and wireline enterprise networks. I chose them because they are offering services to facilitate the iPad use, mobile, the Android phone, the iPhone, and so forth. And growth has been quite rapid, so I was quite surprised that I didn't do better with this stock. They're a growth stock, and they trade on the NASDAQ. They're in the technology and sector and industry networking communication devices. They were founded in 2002, and their market cap is $2.92 billion. Share price $28, and return on assets a negative 79%, decrease of 6%. I did get into this stock a little later than some of the others, and I believe I missed out on some of the growth opportunity. I got into it about the end of March and got out of it in the middle of April. And I believe if I would have got in a little earlier and held on, it might have performed a little bit better. But they are going through some growth complications and so forth. And lastly, the last laggard, if you will, is Cliffs Natural Resources. They're a mining and natural resources company producing iron ore pellets, steel manufacture, and coal. Traded on the New York Stock Exchange, their sector, and so forth. Founded in 1847, headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio. Their market cap is $12.16 billion. Share price $89 a share. Return on assets is 15%, and their decrease was 6%. I believe that the performance here wasn't as successful, partially because I did get in a little bit late and did actually sell a little later as well. Needed to watch this one a little bit closer with all the storms and so forth in the Midwest, as a lot of their mines and so forth are there. I felt this would have been a good growth stock because of the development in China and India and so forth, and their supply of their building materials and so forth, and also for energy, the coal business. Thank you very much, and really enjoyed this semester in doing this project, and learned a great deal about stocks and how they operate, and I'm quite excited about going on and possibly with a degree in finance. Thank you.